So, Dave, I actually have this really great clip of the national media talking about the Chicago Bears after they won all these one-score games against terrible teams. Here's an actual clip. So here's the national media. Okay. So the national media dressed up as a bear and masturbated today. While the rest of us, that's us, Conan O'Brien right there, the rest of us who know what football is, shook our heads in disdain while the national media masturbated all over the Bears. So as a legit, Dave, you are a legit level-headed Bear fan. You've watched them win all these one-score games against backup quarterbacks and terrible teams. How good do you actually think the Bears are?
We had a 16-3 lead going into the fourth quarter against the Minnesota Vikings. Again, it kind of felt a little bit familiar against effectively a rookie quarterback who's looked awful. He's had accuracy issues, and we let him come back and take the lead with 50 seconds left in the game. So we are losing 17-16. Dennis Allen, I was saying on Friday how, he's really good at drawing up plays on third down. Going to be exotic stuff that you haven't seen. But yeah, J.J. McCarthy on the very first drive for the Vikings, they were moving the ball down the field. And then he had a fantastic shot to Jordan Addison deep on the left. Addison was open, and JJ threw it at his feet.
Yeah.
Like his accuracy wasn't there. And then the very next play, he had an out to Justin Jefferson. Jefferson, again, on the left side of the field, ran up, cut over. He was wide open. JJ McCarthy missed him wide. So, and there were other opportunities too, where, he missed their tight end. If you put in if you put in an average quarterback, the Bears lose that game. Yeah. The Bears aren't up 16-3. We got some gifts from them. We got a turnover that, we were not able to turn into a touchdown. And Caleb admitted that afterwards. He said, we're not going to apologize for anything. We're living in the moment. We're all about now and whatnot. But we also know that on the offense, when we win the turnover battle, when the defense gives us the ball back, we need to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
So when you talk to the locker room, they're not apologizing for winning, but they also recognize we need to score touchdowns. We can't look anemic. All the respect in the world to the Vikings defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. They have a lot of skill on that team. But yeah, the Bears offense, and Caleb on the first drive, he was missing some open throws too. And
yeah, he missed a lot of throws in that game. He missed a good amount of throws in that game, Dave, that I was watching. So
even when you watch his mechanics, like I said, you see that laser arm and you get excited, but then you see him where he drops back, and then it was like a bunch formation on the right hand side, and then they snapped it before the Vikings could figure out who was covering who. You see DJ Moore, he runs right up the field, and he was open, and you see Caleb drop back, and then he just chucks it with the laser arm, but he didn't step into it, so there's no accuracy there. Yeah. So that's one of those things where it's the good habits. You take that little extra half second to get forward, to get your momentum, so that way it's going to be where you want, right here, and it won't just be in the general area. So mechanics still matter. But again, it can be coached up. But are we really the Kings of the North? No. Are we going to beat the Elite Four teams? No. But it's a fun story.
It is. No, and honestly, this is the thing that I was like I actually have a lot of respect for how the Bears have not done typical Bear things in the fourth quarter and found a way to lose. They've instead found a way to win, right? Because for years, Dave, they've been in these games and just not found a way to win them. So, that is a step in the right direction. That is really good. That's what you want to see from Caleb. And I think a lot of that comes down to the preparation for Ben Johnson, the belief in the team, and just knowing that they can find a way to get it done. So I think the Bears are a good team, but they are not the Kings of the North. They have beaten exactly 0 teams with a winning record. 0. And they've played a bunch of backup quarterbacks, and they actually lost to a backup quarterback in Baltimore, right? And now they're going to go play potentially a backup quarterback in Pittsburgh, and they may or may not win that game. So,
and I'd actually like our chances if it was Aaron Rodgers versus Mason Rudolph.
Well, you say that, but Aaron Rodgers owns you guys, so I feel like he would just use his, voodoo power.
He does. Yeah, he just pull out his mortgage for Soldier Field right at the very beginning. He's like, "Hey, see, no, do what I tell you." Now, Rex Ryan this morning, he had an interesting stat that he said where over the last 20 years, there have only been 2 starting quarterbacks who throw beyond the sticks less than 30% of the time. And Aaron Rodgers is one of those 2
Yep.
guys.
Oh,
So
dude, and I've been saying that for years. I hate how he just throws these short. I've been saying that for years, which is why I don't think the Steelers are an actual threat at all.
And when he got knocked out of the game, all of a sudden their offense did open. It opens everything up, right?
Right,
You
looked a
can't
little
just have
better.
your
Now,
safeties standing at the sticks guarding these tight ends. Granted, the wide receivers aren't the greatest in Pittsburgh, but at least with Mason Rudolph there, there's more of the field that the defense has to be responsible for,
yeah,
which is going to help your run game a lot.
true, but this is the Bengals. Like anything that happens against the Bengals defense cannot be taken as like truth because it is the Bengals, right? But here's what I will say. So am I any more if the Bears were 4-4 right now versus 7-3, or let's say they were 5-5 versus 7-3, right? Or even 4-6, I would feel no different when they come to play the Packers. I would feel exactly the same as I do now because I know it's going to be this kind of game and it's going to come down to which team makes the last play. Now the Bears have been doing it, but again, that only lasts so long. Yes, the Chiefs did it 10 times last year, but everything comes around. They've done it 0 times this year, right? Mm-hmm. So I just want to see the Bears play against a good team and play well because, and I'm not taking anything away from the Bears, Dave, because yes, they got a good kick return to go and win that game, but McCarthy was awful. He was so bad in that game. And then you guys let him get back into it in the fourth quarter. You had a turnover. You still won the turnover battle, right? But you had a turnover. They get a touchdown. And then you let him drive down the field with a couple minutes left. That's bad. And he did it to you in the first week of the season too. So it's like, I really worry about the Bears when they play a real quarterback, right? And the only real quarterback you've played is Dak, who, by the way, you actually did really well against. So I will give the Bears kudos there. You did well against Dak. Jaden was torching you, and the only reason you won that game is because the wind and the rain of the Pope called the skies to rain, and then it came down and made the ball muddy, and then the Bears got it back.
That's what happened to the Bears this season. We got the Pope.
Yeah, I think it's the Pope. I think it is the Pope. I think it's the Pope because you guys would always lose these games, and you're winning them all now. Right? You're winning all the 1-score games. So, like, yeah. Am I worried about the Bears? No. Am I worried about the Pope? Yes. Yes, I am worried about the Pope.
But remember, we also are playing without our 2 best cornerbacks the entire season.
No,
if
true.
If we can get them back for the last month, that'll be huge. But again, take some time for them to get up to speed. But it's we're not what the national media is. It's a fun story. I understand now when the Vikings were having their year 2 years ago, where they're like, 13-3 and whatnot, and all the Vikings fans, I know they're like, no, just wait and watch. Yeah. But with the Bears, at least, we're like, no, you guys don't understand this. Vikings fans, you expect to have a great record and you expect to choke.
Yeah.
The Bears, we haven't had a great record in 20 years.
Yeah.
I think the last time was what? We went 13-3. And this was the year after the Ravens won the Super Bowl. We lost to the Ravens in week 1. Yep. We only lost 2 games for the rest of the year. And realistically, our MVP that season should have been our punter. Do you know who those other 2 losses were to?
It wasn't to the Packers because I know you swept us that year.
No. Both of the games that we lost were to Green Bay.
Oh, it was the Packers. That's right. We beat you twice.
Yeah, we lost to the Super Bowl champion Ravens, and then we lost to Green Bay. It was very shocking.
Yeah, twice. Because Aaron Rodgers owns you. But
no, that was far back in the day. But
that was far. You're right.
That was around 2005-ish about.
Yeah. No, but you guys were
it's been 20 years since we really had an elite record.
And that was the year you went to the Super Bowl, right? And lost to Peyton Manning? Or was it the year after that? That was the year. Okay. So, yeah. No, and honestly, dude, I would say Bears fans, listen, enjoy it, revel in it. And when it blows up in your face, don't be sad. Be happy that you were happy for a time, right? Because here's the thing. You guys are not yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. You guys are not dangerous in the playoffs at all. I don't think the Bears win a playoff game. However, I think this Ben Johnson has proved that he is already one of the best coaches in the NFL. and he is only going to make them better and better and better and better and better. And that is scary. So, like, I don't think 2025 Bears are scary, but I guarantee you 26 Bears are scarier, 27 Bears are scarier, and so on and so forth. So, like, you guys got the right coach. That's what you need to focus on when you eventually, because you guys got 6 straight games against winning teams now. So you haven't won against one. You've lost to the Lions and you've lost to the Ravens, the 2 teams you've played with winning records, right? And I feel like they're going to win, at least they'll beat the Packers once, right? So there'll be one there. And I feel like they'll win 1 or 2 more, and they'll probably get into the playoffs with 10 wins. But I just don't see them continuing this against winning teams, and I don't see them winning a road playoff game, because I don't think you guys are winning the division, by the way. I think the Lions are still going to find a way. I think they are. Unless Green Bay goes into Detroit on Thanksgiving and wins that game, I still think the Lions are winning the division. Do you think the Lions are winning it, or do you think the Bears have a legitimate chance?
Oh God, I haven't even bothered to look forward that much, honestly.
All right, let's look
I
at the
remember
Lions
I looked
schedule.
at a record. I remember seeing chatting with you earlier, and I think I had us winning 10 games. I didn't bother to
Yeah,
look at Detroit.
that's what I think you're going to win too, is 10. So the Lions have the Giants, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Rams, the Steelers, the Vikings, and then you guys. So really, outside of the Rams game, I feel like the Cowboy or the Lions could win all of those, but
Yep.
realistically, they only have to win 4, I feel like, to win the division, right?
Yep.
And especially if they beat you the last week. Dude, wouldn't that be cool if the last game of the season was for the division in Chicago against the Lions? That would be pretty cool, man.
That would be incredible.
That would be cool.
But yeah, I only see them losing one of those games, like you said, just that one. So I
Yeah.
think, I'd still believe in the Lions.
Yeah, I'd pick the Lions.